Old claim. A simple community choir can deliver bigger laughs and more heart than many flashy West End shows. And this new production aims to prove it. But here's where it gets controversial. When you open with a botched Queen anthem, are you honoring Freddie or daring him to haunt the rehearsal room? Graham highly reviews Choir, which opened at Chichester's Minerva Theatre with the auditorium plunged into blackout and hush, until James Gillan erupts into a full-throttle take on Queen's Somebody to Love. Seconds later, the rest of the ensemble piles in with mixed results. Pitches wobble, harmonies wander, and it feels like they're literally not on the same page. If Freddie Mercury isn't spinning in his grave, he's probably doubled over cackling. That chaotic, cheeky opening sets the tone for a night of spirited anarchy and warm-hearted mischief. Playwright Gurpreet Kaur Badi's new musical drama centers on a motley group of everyday people who gather not for a traditional church choir, but to ride the modern wave of community groups belting out pop hits. Think chart toppers instead of hymns, and optimism instead of polish. Underneath the feel-good bops, every singer brings a backstory stitched carefully into the narrative. Struggles, regrets, and fragile hopes that pull at your heartstrings as surely as the high notes tug at their vocal cords, or should we say chords. Yes, many characters lean into familiar types, and seasoned theatergoers may spot where the plot is heading. They're rehearsing for a performance slated to appear on BBC's The One Show. Predictable? Perhaps. Enjoyable? Absolutely. The pleasure here is in the execution. The jokes land, the sentiment feels earned, and the music serves as a shared language for people who might otherwise never meet. Badi's real magic trick is making you root for amateurs whose passion dwarfs their technique. Through insecurities, petty rivalries, and private pain, they start to hold each other up, forming a community that's messy, human, and impossible not to love. Under the assured direction of Hannah Joss, the show balances snappy comedy with a steady, emotional heartbeat. The standout personalities arrive thick and fast. Paul James Gillan is a flamboyant, once-could-have-been leading man who struts in as the group's marquee talent until the entrance of Freddie Keenan Munn-Francis, a gifted but anxious newcomer who rattles the pecking order. Ken Timothy Spire quietly steals sympathy as a gentle, isolated soul whose social life revolves around rehearsal night, his yearning etched in every tentative smile. Around them, Anna, Danusha Samal, Sheila Annie Wenzak, and Esther Danielle Henry add texture and heart, each carrying private burdens. Steering and sometimes steamrolling the gang is Morgan, Laura Checkley, a bossy, endlessly upbeat choir leader still nursing the bruise of a career that didn't take off. She's the kind of mentor who overcompensates with pep talks, but somehow makes them work. And then there's Joy, played with riotous authority by Alison Fitzjohn. She's unapologetically blunt, gloriously foul-mouthed, and rules the room with a take-no-prisoners energy that sparks many of the evening's biggest laughs. Her presence gives the production a welcome bite. When Joy speaks, the audience leans in. Expect sharp one-liners. There's a zinger aimed at Prince Andrew that lands with wicked timing, woven into a brisk 2-hour ride bolstered by a catchy pop-inflected soundtrack. The blend of humor and poignancy is the show's lifeblood. Even when the jokes fly, the play never forgets the tender reasons these characters show up to sing. By the time the finale bursts open, something lovely has happened. The characters care for each other as much as the audience has come to care for them. And they finally get to prove, to our collective relief and delight, that yes, they really can sing. The result is an ending that feels both earned and exuberant. Choir runs at the Minerva Theatre in Chichester through August 30th. For performance dates and tickets, visit the Chichester Festival Theatre site. And this is the part most people miss. Does leaning into stereotypes make the story more universal, or does it risk flattening the characters we've grown to love? Are feel-good narratives less valuable because we can guess the destination, or more valuable because they remind us why we keep choosing hope? Agree or disagree? Where do you land? Join the debate in the comments. Note: In Common operates as a not-for-profit outlet and relies on reader support to stay independent. If you're able, consider contributing a small weekly amount to help sustain community-driven journalism.